once had a stalker that was so obsessed with me, hated me so much that they followed me from job to job and tried to get me fired. And I know what you're thinking, probably a dude, right? Wrong. It was a 60-year-old woman named Carol. I've been sleeping on this tale, but it's a real good one. The reason I'm telling it now is because I realized recently I am no longer afraid of her. She was haunting me over my shoulder for so long. The amount of time, energy, and passion she put in to stalking my every move and trying to make my life miserable scared me a little. But now there's no one left for her to call. She can't get me fired from anywhere. She can't even hurt my feelings. So Carol, if you're still watching, it's time to square up. This is now a fair fight. The year was 2014 and I was working at a radio station. For a long time, I was just a board op, so I would run the board during Red Sox games, and I had recently been promoted to have my own show on Saturday mornings. The radio station had a Facebook page, and the Facebook page was pretty popular in my area. I personally feel like the vibes are like TMZ, but for your local town. Small town, rural New England, okay? Part of my job had always been to monitor the Facebook page, so I was already well acquainted with Carol by the time I started my Saturday show, because she was a motherfucking menace online. This woman had to have been listening to this radio station all day long, because she had so much time on her hands to dissect and analyze everything that we did or said. She was first and foremost the grammar police, so anytime someone even slightly misspelled anything, she would hop in the comments and like correct the spelling and then insult us for even having the spelling error in the first place, as if we're not like real humans typing. But my boss had a rule that if you had a show, you had to post on the Facebook page like a minimum of X amount of times per shift. So on Saturday morning specifically, I was like posting all morning long, and so Carol was up my ass the whole time. Also, by the way, she would listen to the whole show of yours in its entirety, and then she would hop on and make a post on the Facebook wall, a literal like thesis about how much you sucked and why. She never had anything nice to say, I swear. But what she hated about me specifically was my use of commas, because I used the Oxford comma and she fucking hated that, so she made sure to let me know every single time that I was using commas the wrong way. And also she hated that I'd say, hey guys, on air. Like, hey guys, you're listening to blah, blah, instead of saying, hey folks, because she felt like I was alienating women. That was the bone she picked with me. But when I started my Saturday show, I was trying to get a little creative. So one of my posts that I would make was this thing called Selfie Saturday, hashtag Selfie Saturday, where my co-host and I would go outside and take a selfie and do something weird in it. I don't know, it was kind of cringe, but like it was 2014, so everyone was kind of cringe back then. For the most part, Selfie Saturday went over well. Like no one really had an issue with it. It got the engagement that my boss was looking for. But you know who really hated Selfie Saturday? She made sure to let me know every Saturday. I swear to God, I almost dreaded working on Saturdays because I was like, Carol's gonna like fucking blow me up constantly. Oh, also, she wasn't just writing on the Facebook page. She would call. She would call the radio station just to tell you to your face-ish how much you suck. Like one time when I was an intern, my boss was like doing a show and I was there as the intern for the week. And he said something to me and I went, yeah, like joking. And she fucking rang up the radio station and was like, that girl is so disrespectful. Like, why did you let her yeah at you? Like, oh my God, shut up. So anyways, one day I post a Selfie Saturday and she says something I can't even remember what she said. I wish I had a fucking screenshot of it, but she said something really nasty to me in the replies. It was particularly insulting. So I was like 19. I screenshotted it and I tweeted it on my own personal Twitter and I said, what a cunt, because she was one. In my opinion. What I didn't know is that Carol was hate watching me. She was stalking all of my shit, even though she hated me so much. So she saw that tweet like immediately after I posted it. Next day, I get a phone call from my boss who's like, we just got a call from someone who's very upset. I could barely even believe it. I thought they were lying to me. And then I logged onto your Twitter and there it is. You calling a listener a cunt? And my boss was like, this lady wants you fired for what you said. And I was like, are you gonna fire me? She was like, no. But I had to delete the thing and then it was like a whole thing, whatever. But I apologized to my boss and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry if that like put the station in a bad light. I should have blurred her name or something, but like, damn, this woman is insane. Like, do you see how she's stalking me, right? That's kind of weird. Anyways, time passes. She's still a jerk on the internet and she never changed her behavior. Still acts exactly the same. Fast forward, it was like 2016. I start a new job at a new radio station. I start that job in May. In July, I tweet something. I tweeted, I've never met a Carol who wasn't a colossal bitch, because it was true. And she wasn't even the Carol I had in mind when I tweeted that, right? The next day, I go into work and the receptionist, who is so much fun, I love him so much still to this day, he looks at me and he's like, I got this really strange phone call this morning from a restricted number from someone who wanted to talk to an executive at the radio station about you, ? And I said, wait, before you say anything else, did she mention my tweets or my grammar? And he's like, actually both. So apparently she's like pressing the receptionist about our social media policies. Like she's trying to catch me on a technicality to get me fired from this job because she didn't succeed with the first one. But for me, my favorite part of this was that she said, and I quote to the receptionist, she is targeting people online with specific names. Yeah, Carol? Uh-huh. The receptionist, because he's awesome, was basically just like, yeah, I don't really know. We don't have any rules like that. Okay, bye. And like hung up the phone and didn't give a shit because he knew that this woman was like likely insane. And after that, in my Twitter bio, I just put, my tweets are my own, not my employer's, duh. And then every once in a while, one of my coworkers would tweet, Carol sucks at me, and I would just retweet it. And that felt good enough for me. I'm gonna speak directly to Carol for a second, just in case she's still out there, okay? Hey, I know it's been like 10 years, and this is 10 years too late. I just want you to know that I'm not sorry for what I tweeted. I actually meant it, and I don't take it back. In fact, I double down. I think you are a bad person and you need to find something better to do. I would never have even felt a need to tweet that if you hadn't harassed me and my coworkers for months on end. I hope everything that you look at is misspelled forever, and I hope it raises your blood pressure. Anyways, that's the story of my most committed stalker. Bye, guys. I mean, folks. The swiftness with which one of you created a fake Carol account and started replying to people in the comments, like, that was not lost on me. It like genuinely scared the shit out of me. I saw Carol pop up in my notifications with saying something that looked like it was definitely targeted towards specifically me. I click on your profile, I see my name in your bio, and I was like, oh my god, she really was here within the first hour. It was not real. Oh my god, you got me so good. That was really funny. I've been like dying laughing for the last like half hour just looking at all of your comments. Great job. That was top tier. I appreciate it. An attempt was made. I will give her that. I don't know if it was her, but like, come on. It did get successfully taken down for approximately 20 minutes for violating community guidelines until I appealed it, and TikTok watched it and was like, oh, this actually doesn't do any of that. And here's the thing, that woman, who will remain nameless from here on out just in case, went out of her way specifically for years to let me know how she felt about me on a public platform. And now what? I'm on a public platform and you don't like it anymore? Oh my god, the turns have tabled. The only difference now is that I don't have a job you can try and get me fired from. That is the only difference now, is that I can run my mouth just as you've run yours with absolutely not a care in the world. And just so you know, like, real serious, it doesn't tell me who reported it. Like, it could have not been her, but like, it took less than 24 hours. This is so on brand. So in my headcanon, she went out of her way to try and report me, or someone related to her, which is totally a possibility. And if that video ever gets like for real taken down, I'll just make a new one. It'll be slightly different, but I'll make a new one. So all I have to say is na 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 na. Also, I'm just adding this in here at the end. For legal reasons, do not ever go seeking out this woman. I don't want that. I will block the fuck out of you for trying to do that. I didn't give you guys her full name for a reason, and that's because I think she should live out her remaining years in peace, okay? God, that woman's internal atmosphere must be stormy. But, yeah.